Oh, g'day there, it's Poppy Dave back in the shed. I just wanted to show you my little old grinder that I've got here. The first little caveat that I want to highlight with you is it doesn't have the guard on it, so you just need to be really careful with it. But the main thing is it's just spinning a sanding disc with a cutting disc behind there, but the cutting part of the blade's not exposed, so as long as your hand doesn't slide up underneath there, I think the tool's pretty safe. Now I've been using a little grinder like this for probably over 45 years, and I've never come to grief, but I just need you to be really careful. But the main thing with this is when you get a little sanding disc like this onto it, they normally come with a little rubber pad, so the rubber pad flexes, which is great for grinding rust off steel and stuff like that. Another apparatus, even though this is for the next size grinder, 7-inch grinder, they've got these little layered bits of sandpaper on there, and these are really awesome when you want to take a lot of wood off or take rust off items too, but they're pretty aggressive. But what I like about this particular thing, it's just got a normal cutting disc on the back, so it's like a little miniature linishing wheel. So you've got the big linishing wheels that you can buy on grinders, or a big linishing pad on a lathe. But for the home handyman, you may not have all that equipment. So, but the beauty of that is you can lay the sanding pad flat onto different things, and because it's got the hard cutting disc behind that doesn't flex at all, so it's got a completely different type of application compared to the one with the rubber back. But what I find really handy is when I cutting stuff by hand and using just even a common hacksaw blade or another saw, you can just flick it on. Put it flat on there, because it's not flexing. You get a really flat surface right across there. So if you cut just away from, say, the pencil mark, you can actually carefully grind back to the pencil mark and get some very accurate work on there that you may not only get with a very accurate expensive drop saw. So if you're doing something at home and you're hand cutting it, you can get the little grinder onto it like that. The other application I find really handy too is you can lay it at 45 degrees or any angle, and just take and just chamfer off like that, because once again it's flat, it's not flexing, and if you get the right angle and maintain the right angle, you can run the flat surface across like that. The other thing that's also handy for, I find, is sharpening up your garden tools and other items like that. So once again, you can see here on these really old hedge trimmers that I've got here, it's probably 60-70 years old. It had wooden handles, and years ago I put little pipe handles on it and welded them on, being an ex-boilermaker there. And so this does a great job. It's razor sharp. I could cut paper with that. So the main thing that's occurred here, I've given it a bit of a sharpen up as well, is by being able to lay the flat surface on and follow the natural curve of the cut and take it back to the cutting edge. You can get a really controlled sharp edge on your different implements, whether that's from a hoe to anything that cuts, and you could even run it around on a axe head as well. So this is a really old machete that I made years ago. It was actually made out of a 2-foot set square. Same deal, is because it's a flat surface and it's not curved, you've got that total control just by running that at the same angle all the way through a few times there on both sides, whether I'm just knocking the rust off or I'm getting a nice sharp edge on that. And that's another thing too. I could put a piece of paper up and that would actually chop through paper and cardboard. That's how sharp that is. So it's not a bought machete, it's a little homemade one that I made just off a 2-foot set square, because it was bent, got run over there, and I grabbed it and shaped it a little bit, and that razor sharp edge that's on there is just from this little grinder. So yeah, so that's, give that a little go. You might have another little grinder or a couple of grinders, a little old one, set it up like this, and I'm using this a couple of times a week, if not more. I find it really handy. Once again, just the caveat, doesn't have the guard on it, so keep it away from your fingers. But for that real nice flat control work, I do a lot of amazing work with this little grinder. All right, bye for now.